Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today we are going to find out what you can expect during the month of July 2025. So all you have to do is pick one of these three piles. You can choose more than one if you're being called to it, as the messages do connect. Timestamps will be down in the description box below. And I just want to remind you that I do personal readings as well. You can find all the information down below and with all the links. So I'll see you in your reading. Hello group 1 and welcome to your reading. So what can you expect during the month of July? You gotta respect your physical body, detox, rejuvenate, and relax. So you're going to either be called to start being kinder to your physical body, or you might also already be thinking about or beginning to take the first steps of detoxing. Maybe you figured out that some of the problems that your body is having is due to food, or the way you've been treating your body, or the lack of exercise, whatever it may be. It just seems like July will be a perfect time to start to implement some changes and to maybe unwind a little more, because with the relax card it could be that you've been under some sort of stress, overwhelm, whatever it may be, and July will be a perfect time for you to maybe take a few steps back and just unwind a little, especially since July is the beginning of the heart of the summer, right? So there's so much more summery activities to do. Maybe you'll even go on a little vacation or a retreat of some kind, and if you aren't but are wanting to do it, this card is your sign that you should. Okay, because nothing does your mind and mental health better than to actually relax and take some time to just unwind a little. Okay, you got Song of the Siren, the call, summoning voice to acknowledge. So you're being called to do something. Maybe you already know what that something is. Maybe you needed a sign, and this could be your sign, right? Maybe you wanted to leave that stressful job and start something on your own, or even because a song requires a voice, right? Maybe this is your calling to stand up for yourself more. It just seems like there's something important that you're being called to do, whether it's using your voice or taking the first steps towards something that you are either interested in, have been thinking about, needed a sign for, whatever it may be. But this is it, okay? You're being called for this. Perhaps maybe even in July, you'll start to figure out what your true purpose is. You got a hierarchy. Okay, so the message I'm getting is the first steps to freedom. And these cards could be very well connected, right? Like a story. The fact that you are taking care of yourself in your physical body, either standing up for something you believe in, want to do, or are taking the steps to do it, which will then lead you to something greater, right? It will lead you to the higher steps, so you can open that door and start doing something that you are actually proud of, that you actually love and enjoy to do. So let's get more information on this. Okay, so you are struggling unnecessarily, okay? You are putting too much on yourself by yourself, right? You're sort of doing this to yourself. This isn't some exterior force that just happened to come across you, okay? It's like you are putting that much stress and overwhelm on yourself, and it's unnecessary. You could easily lighten the load or divide the work, or whatever aspect of your life this is, but you seem to, this could also be your stubbornness, right? Being stubborn and wanting to do things your way when there is a smarter or easier way to do things. Okay, so justice, karma, things will weigh itself out. If we're going to connect these tarot cards with the oracle, right, that we put for each one, they connect easily, because respect your physical body. And here we have a mermaid with so many wands on her back, right? They're weighing her down. So it's like you are the one that is causing that overwhelm or stress on your own body because of how you're treating it, how you are managing things, right? You're putting too much on yourself. And then here with the Song of the Siren and the Justice card, it seems like it's saying to use your voice, right? Imagine the Justice card usually is the card for law, right? The symbol for law. So if this is some sort of court case, or you're thinking of maybe suing someone or whatever, it's saying use your voice. Because your voice is important. You have information that could be important to this case. Okay? If this has nothing to do with court, it could also mean for your everyday to use your voice, and because it's worthy, right? You could change your situation just by speaking up. Okay, and with hierarchy underneath, and we got the Three of Cups, it might be saying that connecting with friends during July could be beneficial for you, or perhaps it's through a group or an organization or some type of people that you will be able to climb the ladder or the steps to a higher position. Okay, so whether that's a career or a higher position in your everyday life, right? Maybe through certain people you could find a better home or a better lifestyle, or because you never know who knows who, right? So someone could come along, or you might already know people that could help you to get to a better position for whatever this could be. Okay, now let's do the charms. You got sweet 2 times, will, some, you got the letter P, and you have a little bell. So with the bell, it seems like something important is being announced. Maybe a message of some kind will come to you, or you will have something to announce to people. P could be an initial of someone that could be coming along. Will, some, sweet. I feel like will isn't isn't being defined here as the word, in a question, will you, right? Will is that inner strength, willpower. So it feels like will something sweet. So you have to be the one to will it out, right? It's like that saying, don't wait for the perfect time, or the perfect moment, but create the perfect moment. So you can stop trying to wait for things to clear up, for things to get better, and you have to be the one that puts in that work. Okay, because only you can help yourself get that stress off your back. You have to take the steps towards it. So prioritize, make lists of things that you have to do or you want to do, and see how you can organize your daily life, your schedule, your monthly outlook, whatever it is, so that things flow more smoothly. Okay? So that's all I have for you, Group 1 today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so that you help others find the message. And check out the links below where you can find ways to support me further. And I'll see you next time. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. So what can you expect during the month of July? You gotta find your voice. That's interesting because the last group also had something regarding their voice. Express yourself, open up, sing out. So July will find you in a state of wanting to be more authentic, be more open with who you are, right? Maybe you'll start standing up for yourself more. Maybe you'll start being more vocal about what it is you want from your life, for yourself, for your family, your kids, whatever it is. Maybe you have been, I wouldn't say stuck, but maybe you didn't want confrontation in the past. Maybe you didn't want to make others uncomfortable, right? So you sort of sacrificed your own voice or your own comfort, your own maybe morals or values or whatever it is, just so someone else can feel great about themselves, but then you felt shitty or uncomfortable, or not so great, right? But it seems like in July, either something will happen or this will just come out naturally, where you just have had it enough. Okay, so open yourself up, express yourself, whether that is through singing, whether that is by standing your ground, by telling people what it is you need, by creating boundaries, however this looks like for you in your life personally, it is what is needed. Okay, nature always guides you for what you naturally need or should be. Okay, it's that urge deep within where you need to do that thing. Okay? Conchomancy? Is that how you say it? Seashell divination, wisdom of shells. So either some of you may be wanting to start or getting into divination. Just know that just because you want to get into that sort of field doesn't mean you have to do what everyone else is doing. Okay, but because there's so many different types of divination, literally anything can be used for divination, whether it's throwing bones, throwing seashells, rocks, beans. Okay, I've seen people tell the future with beans. Whether it's tea leaf reading, coffee grind reading, tarot cards, numerology, astrology. There's so many different types of ways you can use divination, okay? Anything can be, even you can take a bunch of photos from a photo album, shuffle them, ask a question, and whatever photo comes out, study it, see what message it holds, right? Literally anything can be used for divination. So try to look at different ways if this is something that you want to do and have a calling, right? This is spiritual work like this should never be about being cool or being quirky or being different or wanting to do this for the fame or for the money or whatever it is. This needs to be a calling. So if it's not a calling, then just respect it, appreciate it, watch others do it, book a reading, whatever. But if it's not a calling, don't do it. Because so many people's lives change when they do something that isn't for them. The best way I can explain it is if you've watched Harry Potter, and I believe Ron Weasley had I think he had a wand that was passed down to him or something, or that was broken, I can't recall, but it didn't work right. Okay, even when Harry Potter tried those different wands at that wand shop, those wands didn't work right. Something always failed because it wasn't for him. Okay, so in your life, okay, karma, fate, whatever you want to call it, it will mess up your life if you get into something that is not meant for you. It needs to be a calling. So for those that are not interested in divination work, this could also mean to gain deeper insight into some matter in your life. And I'm pretty sure you should know what matter that is. It could be a situation, it could be maybe your work environment, maybe some research you're doing, maybe even your own faith. Whether you are questioning your faith or whether you think you know everything, looking at any topic, any aspect of your life on a deeper level is always beneficial, because the more questions you ask, you evolve, you grow. Okay, and sometimes you will be faced with things that you feel uncomfortable with. For example, if you have believed something for so long because that is what you were brought up to believe, whether it's by your family, by your education system, or by your religion. But then you find either proof or just by experience or something that makes more sense that sort of goes into opposition with what you were led to believe and fully believed for so long. It's not right to just reject it because you have been programmed to believe something. It's worth it to look at it deeper, to research deeper, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how much you want to fight it and think, no, this is wrong, this is a lie. Look deeper. Questioning is the only way that we evolve, because then we get higher insight, we get to know more, and because when we get to know more, our world expands. Okay, if you only want to ever believe what is being told to you and you never question it, you will always be on the same level, and there's so much beyond that level that you will never be able to participate in, that you will never be able to experience things because you keep yourself on that same level all the time. And you got blood. So this could mean ancestors, your family line, vitality, life force. So we'll see what the tarot says. Okay, with the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, this mermaid here is writing things down. It's like she's reflecting on something, and the second card that came along with it, which is a connected story here, is a Six of Cups. So it seems like finding your voice is connected with something from your past. Perhaps you were one of those children that were meant to be seen but not heard, and you have so much resentment because of how you were raised. And it seems like now is the time to stand up and use your voice. Maybe confront your parents or your whichever family member, your guardian, on how they raised you, on how you felt when you were a kid growing up with them. Or maybe just writing it down, maybe writing a book about it, or just reflecting, because by reflecting and even writing things out on how you felt, what happened, right, journaling and things like that, you are releasing it from yourself. And when you release it, you feel lighter, and you're able to create space for new experiences, new feelings, new thoughts, and things like that, okay? So reflection and about something regarding your childhood here is important. Okay, you got the Empress here on top of the Divination and Wisdom of Shells. So with these cards connected, it is saying that your deeper insight, the things that you look deeper into, that you take the time on to research, to look into, to reflect on, and whatever it is, you will gain abundance from it. Okay, the deeper you go, the more abundant your life is, and abundance looks different for everyone. Okay, this could mean finding your purpose through deep insight, finding out what your true skills and talents are, and thus maybe creating a career out of it, which gets you more abundance, which gets you paid more because you're actually doing something you love. Or this could mean just living a deeper life, right? Not taking part in small talk, but in deeper conversations, in deeper thought, in questioning things that will lead you to abundant life, in the sense of that your life experience is going to be so much different than that from the mundane or muggle type of person. Okay? So many people believe that if you see something, then you can believe it. But the thing is, it's actually opposite. When you believe in something strongly, that's when the proof comes in. A good example of that is stigmata. It does not happen to just anyone. The times that, and if you don't know what stigmata is, it's basically when wounds open up on your body in the same place that Jesus's wounds were when he got the nails through his hands, wrists, and feet. And sometimes I think they also have it, yeah, around their head because of the crown of thorns. So this actually happened to people, a rare few people. And the only people this ever happened to were people that were so like in full belief of Jesus and, you know, the religion and things like that. It's like they were so into it on such a deep and spiritual level that they ended up getting those wounds. So, and the interesting thing, if I remember correctly, I read about this when I was like a child, but I think that even though they would bleed from those areas, they still had like enough blood. So it's like all this blood that was coming out was like extra blood or something. Okay, so your belief shapes your life, your experiences. And it is so rewarding because things that are fantasy, that people see as fantasy or myths and legends, when you have a full belief in that, when you see the world not in this like everyday society of, banks and governments and things like that, but if you start to see it as if you're living in a myth or legend, where you feel like a satyr or fawn could come out of the forest when you're walking through it, and you see, like, if you look ahead in that forest and you can totally picture what it would be like if that creature just like came out from that, thickness of trees, if you can totally picture their weight, their size, the way they're standing, what they look like, if you can totally picture that and you visualize it constantly, I fully believe eventually you could either feel their presence or see them at some point. So you have no idea how powerful the mind is, okay? And you can get abundance from how deep the insight you get into. Okay, I wanted to take 2 cards out for this blood card here. You got the Queen of Cups and the Three of Wands. And it seems like with the blood card, this lady seems very ancestral to me, right? Queen of Cups is someone that is very in tune with their emotions, that knows how to control their emotions. And with this Three of Wands, this mermaid is looking through a magnifying glass. So it seems like you need to look into your bloodline, because there are things that you do need to heal that could be potentially causing issues in your current life. Okay, because you don't know what your ancestors have either gone through, the traumas, or that they done to others, and thus you then got punished for it, right? Because it's not always the person that has done something wrong that gets punished for it in a karmic way. It's the descendants that can do that. Okay, so you need to look into your ancestral line. Talk to any family you have about your family line, anything they know about their upbringing, how their life was. Try to see what they know. And if you don't have anyone, or if your parents don't really know much because they even didn't ask, which is crazy to me, because every kid at some point needs to ask their parents about their lives and those before them, and those stories need to get passed down. It's crazy to me when someone doesn't know shit about anything from their bloodline. So you need to look deeper. If you don't know anything, and if they don't know anything, then you can use meditation. See what areas of your life constantly are in struggle with. See if those same struggles stem from your parents, grandparents, or anything like that, and that will be the thing that tends to be the common thread that needs to be healed. Okay, it's always a thing that many generations have had issues with. So whether it is financial struggle, abuse of some kind, addictions, things like that, any common thread you can see, that will be the thing you need to heal. Okay, you need to look further into it and heal that so that it does not get passed down. Okay, let's look at your charms now. Okay, you got, this is, okay, wish, when, time, now, friend, and, okay, you got 2 friends here, and why. Why wish? Now, maybe? Why I wish now when time friend. Okay, so this could mean that you need to, the universe needs time to work on the things in your life that you need, let's say, help with, or that you may be struggling with, and even give yourself time, right? You can't automatically cure something. You can't automatically fix the past or your childhood, in a day. You need to take time. Work on it daily. Okay, anytime you have time to think about it, reflect on it, meditate for a few minutes on it, whatever you need. Because the universe is your friend and it does want to help you, but it cannot help you when you are resisting, when you are not wanting to change things, when you're stuck in your own ways, right? It cannot help you because you keep pushing it away, you keep closing the door on it. But by working on it, you're allowing the universe to see that you are ready to move forward, and thus you will be given the opportunities, the initiations, the tests to test your commitment if you're truly ready. And also, when you start to change things about your life, you will start to notice that something from the past will always come along. And that isn't because it was meant for you. It's sometimes to test you to see how much you have improved and how will you handle that thing from the past now compared to how you handled it before, right? So, yeah. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this reading resonated. I hope it helped you. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe in order to help this message reach someone that really needs it. And if you need a personal reading or if you want to support me further, all the links are in the description box below. And I will see you next time. Group 3, and welcome to your reading. So what can you expect in July 2025? You got balance yourself. Direction, growth, life stages. Basically, this could mean that things could possibly be changing, right? It's like a cycle. Anything that you have been going through, struggling with, could get better. Or if things are really great, you could maybe see some sort of loss or struggle, right? It's always a circle. Things always come and go. There's always stages, there's always phases. Everything in life is like that, okay? So don't stress about it if it's your turn that something, some struggle comes along, because remember that every struggle you come across is just an opportunity for growth, to learn something, to be guided in some way, right? Because you can't always be comfortable. Life will throw curveballs your way because it wants to shake things up. You can't just live in full comfort where everything is always content. You need challenge because it's the only thing that helps your soul grow and evolve to something higher, deeper, okay? Because you don't want to be stuck learning the same lessons in every single lifetime. That would be ridiculous. So also, yeah, you might be changing direction in July. Maybe some path you thought you were on or wanted to be on, it might be that in July you change your entire focus or your total direction of how you want your life to go, or maybe even a type of job you wanted, right? So maybe some sort of change or shift is happening in July for you. Endurance, keep going, okay? So even if there is struggle, if there is challenge, you shouldn't worry about it too much, because this could either just be making you stronger, it could be giving you some sort of experience that you will need along your path. It could be a test to see how committed you are, but it's telling you to keep going, okay? You got taboo. Okay, I want to read this card. Hold on. It says, find your way, seek your own path. Unless what you wish for disturbs the greater good, worry less about what others think. Speak about a difficult topic, or seek resolution for a difficult situation. Your body is your body. You have the right to make choices about its pleasure, pain, and health. With the sentence of unless what you wish for disturbs the greater good, it's one of those things like Aleister Crowley, I think, said, it's like do what you want, like as long as it doesn't harm or hurt anyone, right? Whether it's physically, mentally, psychologically, whatever. Okay, if it doesn't cause any harm, then you shouldn't be ashamed for what you're doing, right? If you want to express yourself through, you know, your hairstyles or your clothes, and you think like, oh, but what will people say if I dress like this, right? If it's your style, it's your style. This is what you're being called to do. And sometimes, especially if you're like young, sometimes we do crazy things, right? Express ourselves in the craziest ways when we're young, just to get that out of our system. I remember I had a teacher in high school, or in my English class, where she said that her daughter went off to college. And when she came back after that first year or something, when she came back, half her hair was pink, the other half was green. And my teacher, who is a very classy lady and things like that, she said that when she saw her daughter like this, like in her mind, she couldn't believe what she was seeing, but she did not say anything to her about it. Why? Because she said that if she didn't allow her to express herself when she was young, then she knows that later in life she's going to do crazy things. So don't allow anyone to shame you for the things you like, for the music you like, for the type of style you like, how you want to manage your home or whatever it is. Okay? And I'm saying that with the thought that you have common sense. I'm not saying that if you're doing some crazy things that are illegal or that will eventually harm someone psychologically when they grow up or have like trauma because of it, that's bad. Okay, I'm talking to people that have common sense and know right from wrong. Okay, so let's see what else you get. Okay, with the Balance Yourself card here and the Sun card, it seems like July will be pleasant for you. Maybe this Sun card reminds me of like a vacation somewhere coastal, somewhere by the sea, where you can relax, unwind. You know, maybe you've been working too hard. Maybe that Balance card is telling you that because you've been working too hard, now it's time to play a little. It's time to unwind, to relax, right? So it's possible that July is a time for you to go on vacation. Okay, hold on now. You got the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Swords here. With the endurance, keep going. This feels like an energy of someone that knows how to stand their ground, knows how to be focused, you know, basically an adult that is also a kid at heart, right? Because the Page of Cups is a very youthful card. So you are being asked to, it's like that saying, there's a time and place for everything, right? You're being asked to be serious when you need to be, but also don't forget your child self, right? Your childlike ways. Be humble and carefree and wonder and imagine, right? So that you're balanced. Don't take yourself too seriously. With the Page of Cups, this could also mean some message could be coming through during that month. And also it's interesting, with the Queen of Swords, this is a type of individual that despite the chaos around her, she's able to focus and stand her ground. Okay, just like this taboo card talks about. It's like standing your ground in what it is you want, what it is you want from yourself, from your life, how you want to express yourself, right? It's personal, it's yours. It's no one's business but yours. So that is the Queen of Swords type of energy. Okay, so you still got things to work on. Maybe you still feel, I wouldn't say ashamed, but shy to show people who you are, right? Because it's like you feel like they might judge you or see you in a different way. But like we're all different. It's like no matter what you do, people will always judge you. So why not just be who you truly are? Yeah, so you just keep working towards building yourself up of who you want to be and not thinking about what others will say. Okay, this is your life. And you have this one shot, as Eminem said, one opportunity in this lifetime to be this character that you're playing. Okay, this physical human body. Okay, your spirit self is like the actor and this physical body is the character. In this life, you are this character with this specific set of parents, this specific type of experience in life. So you just keep building yourself up on how you want and who you want to be. Okay, this could also be you traveling possibly in July, because underneath the deck you did get the Chariot card. So you could be traveling. Okay, so let's get some charms. Okay, you got a cup of tea warms the heart too. You got princess, you got a star, you got gentle, out, run, and sweet, and you got the organized wire charm. So July will be looking, I think, a little more organized and less chaotic than what you may be used to. Um, Sweet princess, outrun gentle. So a wish could be coming, a wish fulfillment could be coming up. A cup of tea warms the heart too. I feel like this could be meaning that something that you weren't prepared for, or that you may not have expected, could come along and really create a change. So something so small and what seems insignificant could be changing your life in some way. Okay, maybe even, maybe even expressing yourself leads to you finding the right type of people or the right partner, or the type of job you want, so you never know what that little shift and change can actually ripple out and create a world of a difference for you. Okay? This could also be run out. Run out gentle. So it feels like, especially with this endurance card, it seems like it's giving the vibe of the strength card in the tarot, where strength doesn't always look like, in form of fighting and violence. Strength comes also in gracefulness. Basically being strong but graceful, right? Standing your ground, or walking away when you need to, or speaking up when you need to, right? So strength comes in different forms. So it's telling you to be strong, to stand your ground, to focus, to have a voice, but be gentle, okay? Be graceful. be sweet, okay? And with this princess, it's not saying to be egotistical, but to sort of have an air about yourself, right? A way of how you move through the world. You don't want to be trashy or low vibrational with inner energy, right? You want to sort of hold your head up high, okay? Be regal and royal, but in your own way. It doesn't matter if you're goth, if you're cyberpunk, if you're um, a ballerina, if you're, you know, whatever it is. Hold your head up high, okay? Stand tall and be proud of who you are and what you're about, okay? So group 3, that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it helped and resonated. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe in order for others to find this message as they could help them. And if you want to further support me or get a personal reading, all the links are in the description box below. And I will see you guys next time.